So Emily asked me, "Good morning, guys. It is 5:30 on Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th." It doesn't come around often, so we'll see what kind of day it's going to be. Emily was talking to me yesterday about the Success Club trip for 2018. They've changed the rules significantly. So she kind of wanted to dive into that so we can get a little bit better idea about how to qualify for it and how to get to that trip. It is in Mexico, I believe. This year is in Punta Cana. I haven't even checked where I am on the wait list, but I can't go anyway because they don't recommend regularly go. So that's out. But next year's is in Mexico. So that's really exciting. And they have, if you didn't see it on Super Saturday, they have two resorts. So one is the main resort that everything's going to be happening at and things like that. And then they'll have a second resort that's just down the road that you'll have a free shuttle access to the main resort. But they recommend for people who just want things a little bit more quiet, a little bit more, I don't know, whatever, just not in the main scene, but easy to shuttle to the main scene. So that's really exciting. Now, last year it sold out very, very quickly, within minutes. So they already start the registration on, what is it, the 17th, is it? So, is it the 16th? Well, they start it next week. And the breakdown is typically for the 5-star elite, all-star Success Club, All-Star Legend Success Club, things like that. What they've implemented this year, which is really exciting, and an incentive for your new coaches, not only do those success starters who get Success Club in their first 3 months earn their free ticket to Summit, but now those top 100 for the year get to also register for the Success Trip earlier than everyone else. So people who earn Success Club in their first 3 months earn the status of Success Starters. Those people who earned that in 2016, who then had the most Success Club points for the year of 2016, also get an advantage of that. Now, it doesn't mean that you have an advantage if you started in January, because if you started in August or September and you were a Success Club 20 person monthly, you might have earned more, you know what I mean, than some people did throughout, so, or close to it. So I'm not sure how the general invite goes. I'm assuming that you get emails because, again, the general invite is for the top success point earners. So where we come in and where our team is going to come in is getting on that wait list as soon as it opens, because likely that's where it'll be at. Not being discouraged and saying, oh, I'm not going to get on it. A lot of people come off the wait list because people's statuses change, they can't travel, things change. So getting on the wait list as soon as possible and making the effort for Success Club. I moved barely on the wait list and was pretty surprised by it, but the higher your Success Club points are monthly, you actually get bumped up that wait list. So over the past few years, we've said it should matter more what your Success Club points are because it's a Success Club trip. And they've really put that into play. So if you are earning Success Club 10, if you're earning Success Club 5, 10, etc., you're going to get bumped up on the list monthly according to what your Success Club points are, not according to where you are on the wait list, if that makes sense. It didn't to me at first because I was like, what the hell is a wait list for? But it really does make a difference now for next year, because being on the wait list, you can still come off of it pretty quickly. And we have, if you haven't noticed, quite a few people on Team Rockstar Fit in the past couple of weeks who have been saying, oh, I got my invite to Punta Cana. I officially got my invite. I can officially book my flights and stuff like that. So it's pretty exciting. And I think with these 3 months, people make that decision to change their plans and what's going on. So Emily, you did a little bit more research. Anything beyond that that you found or things that you want to share about the Success Trip?
Yeah, so there's just 2 different waves of dates that you can choose to go.
Oh, there's 2 weeks next year as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, so 2 different hotels, and then you choose your tier level, like how expensive of a room you want. So I'm kind of curious to see, like, when we get to register, and we're like, going to be on the wait list, like what is left like available, for us to like choose from.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't imagine. Did they put in the FAQ? What's the FAQ number, by the way? Do you have it? I know I wrote it down the other day. What does it say again?
1404.
1404. Okay. FAQ 1404. And guys, those are really important to look up those FAQs. If you have a question about something, they really go in depth looking at them. I would think the higher tiers, there aren't that many available. I would think there's more of the lower tiers. And I would think the higher tiers, they open up to elite and ones like that, who are earning more because of their rank. And I would think they would open them to them first, any of them that are on the wait list. So if some of them didn't, or people who are elite for 2017 kind of thing. But I wouldn't think the higher ones are too much up there. What's the range of the prices from what to what?
$1,200 to $2,500.
Okay, and then what can get covered with your Success Club points payback?
You can, so
you can earn up to $1,200, or you can earn up to $1,000.
Well, you can, like with the Success Club dollars every month. Like if you get Success Club 5, then it's your points times 5, right? And then if you get Success Club 10, it's your points times 10 for dollars. That's what I read in the FAQ. That's how I'm understanding it. And then you can also, if you get Success Club 10 every single month in 2017, plus you sign on 12 coaches in 2017, you get an extra $1,000
to spend at the resort.
Yeah. And to cover your room costs. So I mean, technically, if you got Success Club 10 every month and signed 12 new coaches, and you got that $1,000 bonus, plus you are getting
that's the $2,200 right there, and that goes towards room costs. Okay, but if you have a lower costing room, then that $1,000 goes towards expenses while you're there at the resort, and things that would go for are excursions, events, things like that. Anything that you can book through the resort, you'd be able to use that cash for, spa days, dinners, everything like that.
It also says in the FAQ that just everyone gets a $750 resort credit to spend on like spa services and like golf.
Everyone who's going?
Yeah, that's what it says.
They don't have to earn Success Club for the entire year?
Let me find it again where it says. One question I have though, when you register and you're going to be on the wait list, do you still put down the $300 deposit?
Yep.
On the wait list?
Yeah. Oh, no, not on the wait list. You don't put down a deposit until you come off the wait list.
Okay.
But the deposit, like that's the out-of-pocket expenses, the $200 or $300 for the deposit. That's the only thing that we have to put out of pocket, and then everything else can be covered.
Yeah, and you'll be paying it quarterly. You'll be paying your bill quarterly, it says.
You pay the bill quarterly.
Yeah, so it says
another thing. If you come out of, for instance, Jen Canzillo just came out of the wait list, this past month. Now, Jen hits Success Club 10 every single month, so hers is completely covered. So she already has a Success Club trip bank from last year. So when that charges, that's going to deduct from her bank, and anything that would be left over, then it would say, okay, this is what you have remaining. But you would have to pay all 3 quarters or the entire package price if you came off that trip. Now, no one should really be on the trip anymore who isn't earning it or close to earning it, because of what they're doing with the Success Club points. So we really don't have to worry about that, because the people who are hitting Success Club and earning that Success Club dollar amount are going to be getting the trip before people who aren't, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So it says, will a resort credit be issued? Yes, a resort credit will be issued at the Hard Rock and Unico. You'll receive one $750 resort credit at the Hard Rock, Riviera Maya, and Unico. The credit can be used towards golf, spa, beauty salon services, romantic dinners, upgraded wine selections.
Cool. So everyone gets a 750. That's really nice. And it didn't say you have to have so many coaches for the year or so many Success Club points. Okay. Well, that's cool. I guess the bonus is the extra $250. That's interesting. Okay. The extra $250, because usually you don't get any bonus unless you have those quotas met. So, okay, cool. That's good to know. But this is really good to think about this time of year. We are mid-month. So if the Success Club trip next year is something that you want to be on, to say, hey, I earned this for free because it's 100% free, and to be able to share that, these are huge for our business, because this is the stuff that people look at. They don't look at helping people, and they don't look like, oh, great, you're changing lives. It's amazing. They're like, oh my God, you went on an amazing vacation and it was for free. And even one of my friends was saying, we were on the cruise last year, and she was like, oh yeah, this girl's husband was like, yeah, right. It's not free. I'm sure there's like whatever. They're probably paying some of it, blah, blah, blah. So, it's good to say that kind of stuff. Like, hey, yep, I paid $200, but I paid $200 for my family of 4 to go to Mexico. Like, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? And then that $1,000 that you're going to be using at the resort, or having that $750 at the resort, and having the time now to look into airfare and stuff like that, which, by the way, blocking off in your calendar Black Friday to purchase tickets for the following year. These trips aren't until, when is this one? April or March?
April 15th through the 19th, and then April 19th through the 23rd.
And they only cover the stay there. They don't cover the flight out, right?
Right.
Okay.
27. Okay. Yep. They don't cover the flight. But that gives us a lot of flexibility, because then people who have miles, but it's something to think about. Like, I have a miles card, so I build that up all year. You know what I mean? Keeping your eye on airfare and knowing how much it costs and stuff like that. But these trips are expensive that we get for very, very affordable prices. So, and practically free. So it's something to set a goal for now, because then if you want that $1,000 of bonus, it's like, okay, you get to put in that effort for Success Club 10 every single month. So that means that right now, usually in January, they double the cash value, but maybe they're not because of I don't know. But for January and February, we have the 3 Success Club points for the All Access Pass Challenge Pack, which means 3, 6, 9, right? 3 people, and then 1 on Shakeology Home Direct, rather than 5 people on a full challenge pack. So you have a lot more flexibility that you can play with. And if you get that 3, 6, 9, 12, that money goes into your bank right away. You know what I mean? And that builds up so that credit, and when you're hitting that Success Club 10, you bump up on the wait list quicker than people who are hitting Success Club 5 or who aren't hitting Success Club at all, which is really exciting. So it's something to put on the goal list now, so that your Success Club monthly reflects that, and that you can put it on the dream board, and that you can put this as why you are hitting. And it's something to share with people, like, hey, on my dream board is this trip next year. So yeah, I'm helping people, but when I help you, I do get something in return. And this trip is something that I earn because of helping you. You're not paying that bill. Beachbody is, because they're rewarding us for our success with helping other people. Sharing those things is important, and it's something that we forget quite often. And even if we aren't going to the success trip in April, we can definitely connect as a team and say, hey, what do we want to do? I really want to do something down here. I really suck at planning stuff because I hate when people cancel. So I just go to a lot of stuff. I do. I mean, it really drives me nuts. So things like that, especially if it's free, or, you know what I mean, no expense and things like that. Even looking at the Diamond Retreat in Colorado and how many people canceled last minute. It's, that's an expense out of your leaders' pockets that they're paying for those things, and that someone else might have missed because of last minute not going. And sometimes there's good reason, but honestly, most of the time there are excuses there that happen. So it's a great thing that we can play with in April too, about our team and sharing and showing testimonials and pictures of our friends who are there because, we're not there, and saying, you know what, I didn't think about this last year. I didn't plan ahead, but this year I'm planning about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm setting my goals for that trip. It used to be easy to go on the trip. You didn't even have to hit Success Club, and people were annoyed. They're like, why are these people on this trip if they haven't even hit Success Club at all? Mm-hmm. And most of them just paid for the trip because they just wanted to be there and work out with the trainers and stuff like that. And the reality is Beachbody wants everyone earning that trip. You know what I mean? They want everyone there to have a free trip and to be there at zero cost, and to be earning it, because then that means they're hitting their goals. Cool. Now I guess we can talk more on, if there's anything anyone else wants to talk or questions on the Success Trip, we can talk more on that. But now is hitting Success Club 10 and getting that number and looking at the people who are hitting that number and the things that you have to do every day for it. One of the biggest things is those testimonials, and the testimonials from your friends and things like that. We've talked over the last couple of weeks now about a free challenge group and getting people in the door. You have to show a lot more value to people, and that you're going to put in a lot more effort before they're going to be willing to pay anything. And I have to say, I think that's one of my bigger successes, is the amount of time, energy that I gave in the beginning. And I want to say a larger percentage of my consistent clients are the ones who came into my free group. They're the ones that stay connected the most. They're the ones that follow the most, because they see that value in everything that you gave for nothing in return. And they respect that and they appreciate that, right? Also, considering talking to people, there are different ways about going about this business, and you have to play with all of them to see what works. This is a great time of year that people are looking for something and saying to people, hey, would you be willing to try this for 30 days as a testimonial piece? If you complete 30 days completely, you do Shakeology every single day, you commit to a program completely, you give me a before and after picture, as well as you posting a testimonial on on your Facebook and tagging me in it, I will reward you with a $25 gift card or something like that. Now here's the deal. You may give up 100% of your commission. Now, commission on a challenge pack is $70 right now, so you can even gift them a $50 gift card. But that testimonial, that before and after, and that share from someone else, rather than you just sharing the testimonial, goes way beyond that $50 value. Because other people see that, and people need to see success stories. They need to see people achieving and people that you're working with, right? Jen Canzillo is probably, on our team, has some of the best testimonials on her page when she first came as a coach. And we were all like jaw dropped, like, how are you getting all these people to write like testimonials on your page? Like, where are they coming from? But she would give incentives. So in your challenge groups, putting those incentives out there of, hey guys, if you share your testimonial for the week and give them a little blurb, like, I'm super excited to be participating in this. And it feels fake sometimes because you're like, wait, I just wrote it for them. But just like you guys get stuck as coaches, like, what do I say to them? They get stuck too. They can have a whole conversation with you. I've had conversations with customers and they're like, this is great. I feel so good. My energy's up. And I'm like, awesome. Can you write that and just post it, a testimonial? And their answer is, I'm totally willing to share. Do you think you can just write it for me? I'm like, oh, you just said it though. Like, those are your words, So have your voice recorder ready often. I'm just kidding. But those testimonials go a long way, and that's where a lot of us forget. So when you're looking at people who are having success, testimonials of others are huge. Testimonials of yourself. I remember last year, Alexis, she was doing really great in the beginning of the year. Every penny that came in from Beachbody, she did something with, and she posted about it. I just had a girls' night. It was so great that I didn't have to ask Steve for money. Now that I'm not working and I'm staying at home with the kids, it feels weird going out and wasting money on myself or things like that. But this was all me. I was able to pay for this 100%. I didn't have to ask for money to go out or feel bad about taking money from the family since we just dropped an entire income. Every penny. If it was $5 to the grocery store, she didn't say it was only $5. You know what I mean? But she would put that into her post, and those things make a difference. So having your checklist of what you've done every single week, are you sharing what you're doing with even the littlest bit that comes in? Are you sharing with how you feel when you're helping people, right? Are you sharing what your transformations are personally? Things like reflecting on who you are. Casey, you're someone who's already worked out for how long and had results, and then look at the level of results that you've got and look at the level of commitment, right? You've already had the determination, but what has changed? What is the drive to getting up in the morning? Well, now your spouse is working out with you. How many people want their spouse to work out with them, right? But you've already been working out for years and years, and you and Jeff were already going to the gym. Like, you already had your routine. Sharing those pieces of the puzzle consistently, multiple times a week, is going to connect with other spouses who consistently work out, who probably work out with their spouse as well, but who maybe travel a lot. But committing to a program together is what got you guys to where you are. So thinking and reflecting on those things, we forget, we get lost, in our social media. And this is where planning our social media makes a difference, because these are things we can plan. These are things we can write out, and these are things we can post anytime. I super struggle with planning out social media, because to me, social media is the here and now. That's what it should be. That's what I like. When I see a post about people, something that someone posted, and I'm like, well, damn, I know what's going on in their life right now. Like, that's not right now. That's hard, but that's not what other people see, and they don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, they see that picture perfect or whatever's going on or whatever they're sharing, and that works for them. So that's their marketing, and that's what works. So getting those stories, writing them, saving that. If it's successful, saving that story and just changing the picture every week, right? But posting that same exact story every single week because it's successful. And your top people, Darren Hardy, Brandon Bouchard, all of them, they repeat their posts. It's like sometimes I hear some of Darren Hardy's and I'm like, I think he has this on a 1 to 35 day cycle. Like, I feel like I've heard this before. This may be a January 5th every year. So it works. People do not remember what you posted last week, or they didn't see it. That's what we have to keep reminding ourselves. You are not bothering anyone because Facebook controls our social media at this point. They decide who sees it and who doesn't. I don't know why. I don't even see my best friends' posts pop up because they're probably not active on social media. So if they're not coming to my page, that's one thing I like about the newsfeed. I like to see who's popping up because that means they actually come to my page. Because there are people who pop up on my newsfeed and I'm like, why are they in my newsfeed? Because they're coming to my social media. That's why I'm seeing them, which means the same in the opposite. If I want people to see my social media, I need to get to their page and I need to be interacting with them. So having the list of your prospects, people that you would like on your team, people who you would like in your challenge groups, and making sure you're connecting with them and just having them on your list of, hey, go there, just like or comment on a post and get the heck out of there, right? So it keeps it consistent. The chick from the Super Saturday saying, like, I do a post, I track which ones are good and which ones aren't. And if it's not good, I say, like, good, not good. Like, she has a list, a running list of what posts are good and what posts work with her people and which ones don't, which ones resonate. For most of us, posts with our kids work. And yep, you can use your kid. Like the workouts, Amanda, your workout one with Ellie yesterday was so cute because Ellie is so like, she's got like what we see most of the time is a serious personality, right? Because she's quiet and shy when you're around her until she gets used to you. So seeing that fun and playful side and seeing how much they're trying to do exactly what you're doing, they're not doing it exactly, but they're looking and they're like, they're just having fun with it. It just shows to other people, like so many people make that excuse, and Amanda hit the point. So many people make the excuse that your kids are there so you can't work out, when in reality, it's the consistency that got her there, right? Wasn't doing that on day one. most of them aren't doing it on day one unless you start when they're 4 or 5 years old. Then they may jump into it. But when they're little, it takes that time and they're watching you. And then when they can move more and they're doing it. Jessica Verboom posted a video. It was so funny. Their baby is weeks old. He's a couple of months old. And her husband, Matt, was doing the up downs with the shoulders. And the baby was totally like going up and down, like in the, what's that called? Belly time or whatever, tummy time position. And here he is so young, but they see it from every piece and people just don't get that. You know, I was watching a family walk yesterday and 2 of them are smoking with cigarettes, the kids like running around, and it's just like, well, that's the influence. And they see more than just that, but like you have a choice. Like you have a choice to do those things. Like you have a choice for what your kids choose to be and not to be because of you. There are a lot of kids who are like, I will never be that because of my parents. Or you can be the parent that your kids are like, I want to be who they are, right? Not a lot of people can say that they say that about their parents. I don't think anyway. Most people have those things that it's like, God, I don't want that. I don't want that characteristic. I don't want that piece of it. And they're still going to be those things. But the more we're working on ourselves every single day, it comes out in a different light. And like the people around us see that. And if you don't have kids, it's the people around you who see that, your coworkers, your family. It takes time. You know, it took me 5 years, my mom, 5 years of doing Shakeology, 4 years of doing Shakeology before she finally listened and figured it out and jumped all in. Why? Because my aunt was doing Shakeology and following T25 and turned 60 and looked amazing. And my mom was like, well, damn, I guess I should be doing that. My aunt was checking into my groups every single day, every single month. She was doing her Shakeology. She was committing to T25. Even when she had a knee injury, she modified, right? And my mom saw that and was like, well, I'm just drinking Shakeology. Like, I'm not doing anything else. Like, I'm not doing the groups. I'm not doing the meal plan. I'm not doing a workout. I'm just doing Shakeology. And then any of you guys who have been in my groups have seen my poor mom, her phone, she's having phone issues. I got to get her a new one. So she hasn't been able to be in this one. She's very upset. Like, she's in it, but it's very hard for her. And her mindset, she's going to be 60 this year. Her mindset is so much different. Her motivation level is so much different. Her perspective of food, like that was the hardest thing to change, was you've got to eat like real food, not 0-calorie food, right? So it takes time. It's not going to happen immediately all the time, but the consistency, people are waiting for you to fail. They're waiting for you to say, I give up, because their friend gave up. Their friend used to be a coach. Their friend did that before. Someone they knew they did that before, a coworker. It didn't last. It won't last for you either. You'll get bored with it. You'll get over it. It's the people who are consistent and stick with it that make the difference. People who take action and initiative and go above and beyond, that's the next level. So it's finding those things that work for you. It's not taking in every single piece of what people say and being like, oh my God, I have to do that. Oh my God, I have to do that. Oh my God, there's too much to do here. I don't know where to start. It's absorbing it with just grazing over the information and seeing what stands out the most and being like, yep, that is me. That is what I need to do. When someone said challenge group the first time, I was like, challenge group. And it was Sharon. I think Sharon, God, why can't I think of her last name? Out in Texas. She was like, yeah, I think I'm going to put a group together, like a challenge group. And I was like, so what do you do? And she's like, oh, I just check in with them every day. My first challenge group was an email group. Like, that's what it was. I put like 4 people in an email and like sent them a recipe every day. That was their group. So it is what you create, guys. Like they have no idea what to expect. Like, you give the value to it, right? And everyone finds value in different things and stuff like that. People are bored by stuff. It's okay if people are bored by you. Ask them what was missing. It might not be you. So maybe they do need a different challenge group. Or heck, maybe they should become a coach and create the challenge group they're looking for. All right, any questions? Any feedback you guys want to give on the success of your challenge groups right now? How things are going? Where you guys are at? What you need support with?
So going back to your suggestion about
posting about my story and making that kind of a regular timed or scheduled post.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it's something that like I should set up perhaps in my calendar to every other Monday, you know, because I can't do like a recurring scheduled post in Facebook, correct?
No, you can schedule posts through different apps, but I would recommend these that you post personally. So yes, I would set a schedule. Today's Friday. Friday night is a great time. A lot of people are in or doing couples time, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I think Friday nights are great for couple posts and stuff like that. And then you've got Testimonial Tuesdays. So that's always good as well. So maybe doing like Friday and Tuesday. So it's at a different date, different time. You can do, I would say evening or best because people are settling down and can see it and stuff like that. So that's really good. But yeah, I would definitely have it in your calendar, and you can make a social media calendar. So I think I feel like I posted one. We've had quite a few, but someone posted theirs with the Diamond group, and I thought I posted it in the team page. Maybe I posted it in our conversation thread. If you go to the conversation thread online or even on your phone and you click the name of the conversation thread, it'll show up all the pictures. So you don't have to scroll through and look through the pictures. You can just click on the our names or whatever, and it'll show all the pictures that are in that conversation thread. So that might be a good way to look at it. I thought I shared that with you ladies right away. I can't remember now. But making a social media calendar. This way you don't even have to think about it. And say you have extra time when the babysitter's not there and you're like, okay, what should I do? Oh, I've got this, and this post to do this week. I'm going to get 3 of these done. You know what I mean? And maybe you don't find the picture right away or whatnot. But whatever it is, like you can write it out and have it ready. This way it's set and ready to go. So when you want to schedule it, you set your timer and you've got it. So it's like maybe you need extra 5 minutes, but it's that time, the time of the day is pretty important. The day of the week I don't think is as important, but thinking about things like Mondays are not good days to ask people to take action. People are negative. They're like, ugh, back to work. It's Monday. Tuesday, and I love this, Darren Hardy did this, Tuesday is the most productive day of the week. It is the best day to ask people, hey, to jump into something. Thinking about those things. So if you're asking someone to take action, building it up until Monday, right? And then, boom, here you go. Pull the trigger. This is the day to do it. You've seen me posting about this for the past week. Now jump in. Wednesday's the next day for productivity. But yep, typing those out and just having it ready to go. Maybe you tweak a few things here and there, but not really, but changing the picture. Sometimes even just changing the same picture from color to black and white. You know what I mean? But changing the picture is a big thing because that'll stand out a lot different. Cool. Any other questions about the success trip or about success goals?
About the success point.
Success, yeah.
I was looking at my back office yesterday and it said that I have 3 Success Club points because I had someone do the all access bod because isn't that worth 3 right now?
Yep.
But then I also had someone sign up with a challenge pack as a coach last night, and it's showing that she signed up as a coach and everything, but I looked at the Success Club point thing, and it says it ran the report this morning, and it's still saying it only have 3 points.
But the Success Club update takes time sometimes. It can take up to a few days to process.
Because obviously yesterday it wasn't showing that her order, but
she just signed up yesterday?
Yeah, but it's saying that it reran the report this morning, and I still don't have.
Yeah, I don't look at Success Club for a few days. Sometimes they go through right away, and sometimes they don't. And right now, because now the 2 points, if they're doing all access pass, the 2 points are supposed to be more immediate, and then they are manually doing the 3rd point on Tuesdays. They said that in the Success Club video. So they're manually updating the 3rd point on Tuesdays. But yes, what's today? Today is Friday.
That person bought it on the 8th, the all access pass. My person yesterday just bought a regular challenge pack.
Okay. But the person on the 8th, when did you see that go through? Like, I would just give it a couple of days. I don't know. I never pay attention.
Okay.
I would
I
think
didn't even know I hit Success Club 5 last month. Like, I had no idea until April put it, and I was like looking for myself, and I'm like, man, I'm not on this list. And I was like, Success Club 5. I was like, hot damn. And I went in, and someone put in an order last minute, so I didn't see those points for quite some time.
Yeah, I didn't know that this person was buying All Access Pass. I've tried to get her to sign up for a challenge pack for like a year, and she always says she's going to, and she never did. And then she didn't even message me.
She probably got the alert because a lot of them, remember, they're getting the reminders like, hey, you only have a month left. You know what I mean? Like, this ends February 28th. And people that are waiting for their paycheck to come in or whatever it is, and might have been payday or whatnot, or Christmas funds, you know, or money or something. But yeah, I would give it a couple of days for it to update. It usually takes a couple of days. What?
You said it ends February?
Yes. February 28th it ends. I mean, I got something from one of the girls that is our coach on our team, and she was like, hey, how do I upgrade this All Access Pass? It ends tomorrow, right? Like, for coach upgrade. And I was like, oh God, is there a limit on coach upgrade? Like, I thought all of them were February 28th. So I think they're getting the alerts like, hey, time is running out. You know what I mean? Make sure you sign up. Make sure you do this before you don't have access to it anymore. Because the All Access Pass is done February 28th. So you can't sign up after that for the All Access Pass. If you do the club membership, you can still do $99. They've had that for a while. I had no idea. They've had the $99 for a while, but it won't give you access to all of the workouts. It'll just give you the basic club membership, which, remember, reminding people, not only do they get that, but then if they continue on Shakeology, they save 10%. Anyone who's a club member saves 10% on anything that they order. I think a lot of us forget that. So then that's going to save them $13, probably $15 plus a month on Shakeology by signing up with the club, because they'll get the club membership for the $99 for the whole year, and then they'll get the Shakeology for $13 less. So that's big as well for people who are looking at the expense. So now when you look at, what is the challenge? What is it? The 130 minus the 13, we'll say, is 117, right? Yeah. And then that's much different divided by 30 days than the 130. It just takes that much more off of the price of the Shakeology. Less than a minute left. Do you guys need to hop back on, or are we good for the morning?
I just have a quick
Take
question.
A picture. Smile.
Okay.
Hold on. Command shift 3. There we go. Yes.
Okay, quick question. So if I have my shake this morning, I'd like to have my shake later today as well. Can I have it twice in one day?
You can. I don't recommend it all the time. There are people who consistently drink it twice a day. But yeah, that's fine.
Just because I'm traveling later, so I want to have my shake in the car so I don't have all those bad snacks or whatever.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then have it for breakfast as well.
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Thanks.
Cool beans.
All
All right, ladies, have an amazing weekend. Have fun this weekend. Enjoy. Hopefully it's nice weather by you guys. And
See you tomorrow for Power Hour.
Yep, 7 a.m.
Yep.
Tomorrow morning.